5 years had passed. 5 years since the blip. 5 years since the universe was brought back from the brink of oblivion. The world breathed again. It rebuilt. Scars remained, etched deep into the planet's soul. But life, tenacious as ever, found a way. The shadow of Thanos had receded, a fading nightmare. The Infinity Stones, instruments of unimaginable power, were gone, reduced to atoms. Their threat seemingly extinguished, a fragile peace settled. But peace, especially in a universe as vast as this, is a delicate thing. The cost of victory had been staggering. Heroes fallen, their sacrifices forever remembered. The world mourned, it celebrated, and it moved on, forever changed by the cataclysm. Beneath the surface, a disquiet lingered, a subtle tremor in the fabric of reality. The universe, after all, had been broken, and some breaks, no matter how well mended, never truly healed. In the far corners of the cosmos, whispers arose. Strange occurrences, unexplained phenomena. Time shuddered, reality flickered. The boundaries between worlds thinned. It was as if the universe, still reeling from its near demise, was coming undone at the seams. These disturbances, at first isolated and insignificant, began to escalate. They whispered of a power ancient and terrible, a power thought lost. Rumors spread like wildfire among those attuned to the cosmic ballet. Sorcerers spoke of dark omens. Ancient beings stirred from their slumber. Something was coming, something that threatened to unravel the very fabric of existence. The Avengers, once a united front against the forces of darkness, were scattered. Some, like Hawkeye, sought solace in quiet lives. Others, like Hulk, grappled with the lingering trauma of battles fought and lost. Captain Marvel patrolled the cosmos, ever vigilant. Doctor Strange stood sentinel, guarding against mystical threats. Despite their separation, a common thread bound them, a shared experience that transcended time and space. They were forever marked by the battles they had fought, the sacrifices they had made, and they knew, deep in their hearts, that their work was far from over. A new generation of heroes was emerging. Inspired by the legends who came before, they stepped into the light, ready to face the unknown, ready to protect a universe still reeling from the echoes of cosmic war. The legacy of the Avengers, it seemed, would endure, but would it be enough?
In the vast, echoing expanse between realities, a presence stirred, ancient, powerful, and consumed by an insatiable hunger. Kang the Conqueror, a being who existed outside of time's natural flow, a master of chronal manipulation, a conqueror of countless timelines. He had sensed the tremors, the ripples caused by the Infinity Stone's destruction. These ripples to Kang were not mere disturbances, they were opportunities. Cracks in the temporal armor of the universe. He saw a chance to reshape reality, to bend it to his will, to rule not just one timeline, but all of them. His ambition knew no bounds. His cruelty was matched only by his intellect, and he had set his sights on a prize that could rewrite existence itself, the scattered remnants of the Infinity Stones.
Across the universe, the echoes of the Infinity Stone's destruction manifested in bizarre, terrifying ways. On a remote planet, time folded in on itself, trapping its inhabitants in an endless repeating cycle. A star system blinked out of existence, only to reappear moments later, its planets rearranged like pawns on a cosmic chessboard. On Earth, Doctor Strange felt a cold dread grip his heart. The air crackled with mystical energy. He saw visions of collapsing timelines, of realities bleeding into one another. The delicate balance, so recently restored, was on the verge of shattering. He knew he couldn't ignore these signs. The universe was calling for help, and the only ones who could answer were scattered, fractured, still haunted by the ghosts of battles past. The call went out, a summons that transcended space and time, resonating in the hearts of heroes.
The weight of responsibility settles upon my shoulders once more.
Spider-Man, his youthful optimism tempered by loss, knew that his city, his world, needed him.
I sense a kinship with the fractured reality, a connection that both terrifies and compels me.
And from the depths of his self-imposed exile, a green behemoth stirred. The Hulk. His rage, once a liability, might be their only hope. The Avengers, once fractured, were about to face their greatest challenge yet. A threat that spanned realities, a threat that could unravel the very fabric of existence. They were all that stood between the universe and Kang the Conqueror, and the battle for time itself was about to begin. The Avengers assembled once more, a new team, forged in the fires of a universe reborn. Their meeting place, the rebuilt Avengers compound, a beacon of hope amidst the scars of the past. The weight of the unknown pressed down on them. The fate of reality itself hung in the balance.
The Infinity Stones, though destroyed, are not gone. Their essence, their power linger, scattered across the vast expanse of the multiverse, like shards of a shattered mirror, reflecting distorted images of reality. These shards are drawn to each other, pulled by an invisible force, a cosmic magnetism. And as they converge, they are tearing at the very fabric of space-time, causing the anomalies, the disturbances that plague the universe.
The mission was clear but perilous. The Avengers had to find these shards, these echoes of unimaginable power, before they could fully reform, before Kang could claim them for himself. But the shards were scattered across the multiverse, lost in the infinite labyrinth of alternate realities. Their only guide, Doctor Strange's mystical awareness, guiding them through the kaleidoscopic chaos of shattered timelines. One by one, they stepped into the shimmering portals, gateways to the unknown, each portal a gamble, a leap of faith into the abyss.
They found themselves in worlds both familiar and strange, realities where history had taken different turns, where fallen comrades still lived, where the very laws of nature were twisted into bizarre new forms.
The journey was fraught with danger. Each encounter with a shard brought them face to face with their own mortality, with the fragility of their reality. They fought off monstrous creatures born from the warped fabric of space-time, confronted twisted reflections of themselves, grappled with the weight of choices never made.
And through it all, I felt my powers growing. The chaotic energy of the shards called to me, resonated with my own connection to the multiverse. It was intoxicating, terrifying. I felt myself teetering on the edge of a precipice.
Whispers of doubt began to creep into the hearts of the heroes. Was it even possible to gather all the shards? And even if they could they prevent them from reforming? Was this a battle they were destined to lose? The Avengers, scattered across the multiverse, focused on their mission to gather the fractured remnants of the Infinity Stones. Each shard pulsed with raw, chaotic energy, a siren song to Kang the Conqueror. Their pursuit was a desperate race against time, a cosmic scavenger hunt with the fate of reality hanging in the balance.
Captain America, his resolve unwavering, led a team into the quantum realm, a dimension where time and space held no meaning. There, amidst the swirling subatomic chaos, they found a shard of the Time Stone, pulsing like a miniature sun. But guarding it was a being of pure energy, a manifestation of the quantum realm's raw power.
The battle was fierce, a whirlwind of energy blasts and shield throws. Ant-Man, master of the quantum realm, used his knowledge of this strange dimension to give them an edge. But the energy being was relentless, its very touch threatening to unravel their molecular bonds. Meanwhile, Spider-Man found himself in a world both familiar and unsettling. A world where he was not Peter Parker, but a wealthy industrialist, his life a stark contrast to the one he knew.
This world's Peter Parker, a frail scientist, had found the shard of the Reality Stone, its power slowly warping him, twisting his desires.
The encounter shook Spider-Man to his core. He saw a distorted reflection of himself, a glimpse into a life he could have led. But even as he fought to wrest the shard free, he couldn't shake the feeling that this Peter, this alternate version of himself, was not entirely lost.
Their battle took them across the skies of this strange new New York City, a dizzying chase through a forest of skyscrapers. Spider-Man, relying on his quick wit and acrobatic agility, struggled to subdue his counterpart without causing further harm.
Each shard they retrieved, each victory came at a cost. The heroes felt the weight of the Infinity Stone's power pressing down on them, testing their limits, amplifying their doubts and fears.
I feel myself drawn deeper into the chaotic symphony of the multiverse.
She found herself plagued by visions, glimpses of countless realities of herself making different choices, facing different destinies. The line between Wanda and the Scarlet Witch blurred, her very identity threatening to dissolve into the infinite possibilities of the multiverse.
Wanda, you must focus. Control the power within you.
Doctor Strange, sensing her turmoil, tried to guide her, to help her master the overwhelming power within her. But even he, master of the mystic arts, felt a growing unease. The closer they came to gathering the shards, the stronger Kang the Conqueror seemed to become. The fate of reality, it seemed, hung by a thread. and that thread was unraveling fast.
I survey my dominion, a chaotic tapestry of timelines woven together, a monument to my ambition.
He stood at the nexus of it all, the remnants of the Infinity Stones swirling around him, pulsing with raw power. The air crackled with temporal energy, the very fabric of reality groaning under his control.
I had anticipated the Avengers' interference. Their feeble attempts to thwart me only served to fuel my amusement. They are but insects, scrambling across the surface of my grand designs.
He had foreseen their every move, manipulated their every step, herding them towards their inevitable defeat.
They emerge from a tear in space-time, their faces etched with exhaustion and determination. How resilient they are, more than I anticipated. Their stubborn insistence on challenging my will borders on irritating.
The Avengers fought their way through Kang's temporal distortions, the very ground beneath their feet shifting and changing. They faced monstrous creatures pulled from the farthest reaches of time, their attacks a chaotic symphony of temporal anomalies and raw energy.
Scarlet Witch, her eyes blazing with crimson energy, moved through the chaos with terrifying grace. She had surrendered to the power coursing through her, embracing the chaotic symphony of the multiverse. She was no longer merely Wanda, but a conduit for forces beyond comprehension.
With a gesture, she shattered the temporal distortions surrounding her comrades, creating a pocket of stability amidst the chaos. She had seen a path, a dangerous gamble with consequences beyond imagination, but a path nonetheless.
He wants control, but he doesn't understand. He cannot control what he does not comprehend.
The battle raged, a maelstrom of energy blasts, superhuman feats and temporal distortions, but Kang had underestimated the Scarlet Witch. He had seen her power, her connection to the multiverse as a tool to be exploited. He had not understood its true nature.
Wanda focused her will, channeling the chaotic energy of the fractured Infinity Stones, the very fabric of the multiverse bending to her will. She wove a tapestry of probabilities, a symphony of what-ifs, converging on Kang. He was trapped, his manipulations useless against a force that defied the very laws of time and space.
A blinding white light engulfed Kang, the temporal distortions around him imploding as Wanda reasserted the natural order of the multiverse. The remnants of the Infinity Stones scattered, vanishing into the far corners of reality. The Avengers watched in awe and terror as Wanda, her face pale with exhaustion, collapsed to her knees. The victory was theirs, but at what cost? Silence descended upon the battlefield. The echoes of temporal distortions faded into the ether, leaving a chilling stillness. The Avengers, battered and bruised, looked upon the aftermath with a mixture of relief and unease. Kang the Conqueror, the master of time, was gone, erased from existence by a power even he could not comprehend. Wanda lay at the epicenter of the vanished temporal storm, her body frail, her breathing shallow. The crimson glow that had enveloped her had receded, leaving behind a trail of shimmering energy that dissipated into nothingness. She had gambled with forces beyond mortal understanding, and the toll on her was evident.
Captain America knelt beside her, his expression a mixture of concern and admiration. "Wanda," he whispered, his voice heavy with unspoken questions. "Are you all right?"
She looked at him, her eyes filled with a weariness that seemed to stretch beyond time itself. I think so," she murmured, her voice barely a whisper.
The universe exhaled. The subtle tremors that had threatened to unravel the fabric of reality ceased. Time flowed once more in its natural rhythm, the chaotic symphony of the multiverse harmonizing into a fragile melody. The scars of the battle remained, a stark reminder of the peril they had faced, the sacrifices they had made. The Avengers, their ranks depleted but their spirits unbroken, regrouped. They had faced down a godlike conqueror, stared into the abyss of temporal chaos, and emerged victorious. But the cost of victory weighed heavily upon them. The multiverse had been saved, but at a personal cost to each of them, a price paid in blood, sweat, and tears. A new dawn was breaking, a dawn painted with the promise of a future free from Kang's tyranny, a future where the multiverse could heal. But the victory was bittersweet, for they knew deep in their hearts that the universe held other threats, other dangers lurking in the shadows. In the aftermath, Doctor Strange stood alone, his gaze lost in the depths of the cosmos. He had peered into the infinite possibilities of the multiverse, witnessed realities twisted and broken by forces beyond human comprehension. The defeat of Kang the Conqueror had restored balance, but it had also exposed a deeper truth. The universe, he realized, was a far more chaotic and dangerous place than he had ever imagined. The walls between realities were thin, easily breached by those with enough power and ambition. And out there, in the vast expanse beyond their own, something watched.
A presence ancient and hungry, drawn to the cosmic disturbances caused by the Infinity Stone's remnants. Galactus, the devourer of worlds. His hunger was insatiable, his power unmatched, and he was coming.
The Avengers had won this battle, but the war for the fate of the universe was far from over.